Hello everybody. Today we're doing, like I promised, FNF Chrome tutorial. Uh, for starters, what you want to do is record your sample, and I already did this in Audacity. Uh, Now you're probably wondering, well, why am I not in FL Studio? You'll see why in a sec, and to be honest, uh, I'm also just gonna explain why. FL Studio, when it comes to audio stretching in FL Studio, it doesn't really suit me, and it feels weird, and to be honest, it's not the best. I'm going to put it at that. Alright, so the whole part of when you're doing samples and stuff like this, you can really just be creative, and to be honest, I like that part about all of this, is that, there's never really a limitation on where you can go with any of this. Unless your imagination tells you no. Other than that, you're pretty much not limited. As you see what I'm doing, I'm cutting these down to where the vowel starts and cutting off where the vowel ends. This is because it helps get straight to where the vowel, like it gets straight to the point. I'm just gonna and then after that, we're gonna yeah. I'm gonna pause the video right here, like pause the recording right here, and I'll show you where I'm gonna get with this. All right, after I unpause and get this all done with. All right, I finished doing everything in BandLab. So all I really did was I audio stretched everything, made sure everything that sounded really laggy was cut off. So now it sounds like okay and everything. Um, it works fine. So um, uh, yeah, but I made sure to I audio stretched everything outward. Everything sounds fine. It is a little laggy, and there is some lag, but also there is a lot of white noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Fruity Limiter before I export everything. I also made sure that everything is at the same volume level, so that's why these are all turned up and down. I'm gonna add Fruity Limiter, and then I want to add noise gate, which is what helps prevent white noise from seeping in, because that's what I can hear, and also it helps prevent some background noise. Not a lot, but to an extent to where it's at least helpful. So then you export this. You want to export this, and as I'm going to export this to. Never mind, I'm not going to export this. I have to do this. I'm stupid. Alright. Alright, so what I did was, instead of, I said I was going to export, I did not do that. What I ended up doing was, I repeated these 6 times. So depending on how many samples you have, as you can see I have 9. I times it by 6, so there's at least 54 samples. I recommend when you're doing this, you make sure you have at least a good rep of samples of at least 48 or 52. If you want to go higher, that's okay, but it will start to get like really eerie and pitchy for what's about to happen next. So I'm gonna export this. All right, now what you want to do is go into a plugin thing called pitch correct sample. So you hit this little tiny thing right here. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. Get it closer. Look. This thing right here, there's a thing right here. You hit this, and you go to pitch correct sample. This is the process of auto-tuning and upscaling your chromatic. So once this loads, I will show you what to do after this. So as you can see, a lot of these samples are very wonky and very crooked, and to be honest, a lot of them are going to be like that. So what you want to do is you see this knob right here, middle knob goes all the way down. This knob on the far left goes all the way up. And then Control A. Now this all varies on what you're going for. So I recommend going to C3 when you're doing this. Most people either go C4, but that's kind of like boyfriend's range for what Kawaii Sprite or whatever, whoever it was, Ninja Muffin, whoever, I don't know. But you can also do C2. But the only problem is that with C2, if it sounds really laggy like this, maybe not the best choice. So I recommend C3 because this is also like the starting point of where every most FNF Chromatic starts. It's the equal point for an FNF Chromatic. And I see a lot of people put it at C3, and that's what I started doing too. Because if I put it at anywhere else, it just sounds off-putting once you start to use it, right? To like go through the piano roll and upscale it. Yeah, but I recommend C3. And then this, like I said, this is the process of auto-tuning. So remember that these all the way up, this all the way down. Alright, and then you want to start upscaling everything by like this. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause. So as you can see, I did like an upscaling thing where you want to make it like a staircase. Now, the reason why I suggest only going up to like 30, don't go up. The reason why I said the amount of like repeating chroms you want is at least 52 or 48 is because the higher you go, the laggier it gets and more unnoticeable it will become. But that's your choice, not mine. I'm not the one to tell you what to do. But as you can see, I made a staircase of the same repeating chroms. That's what you want to do because that's literally all they are. It's just an upscaling of the chroms. Alright, then you want to export this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit do not load sample. Oh my god, do not do what I do. Just hit save sample. I'm going to go here. Oh my god. And I'm going to go to ozone because that's my chroms. There's me. I have so much shit, guys. You wouldn't believe. And then that's going to save. And then I'll show you what to do from here. So, alright. Now you want to open SliceX. And you want to go to load sample. No, that's... Why is this even open? God! And also, yes, I will be doing an Antonals chromatic, an Antonals tutorial, and live voice sampling tutorial. I did that. I already got those ready, so, and recorded. So I'll do them some like other day, I don't know. Alright, now that this is open, what you want to do is either you can hit this, or you can do this like a whiny little baby dick and do them all individually, which I do not advise. Sometimes you got to go with the flow and do the suffering that I'm about to endure right now. Look how... Alright, this isn't that bad. I've seen worse. I'll get back to you guys in a sec. Alright, I did it. So also, I made sure all the markings and everything are on the same where they need to be. Also, hit this thing. You see how it's like very quiet right now? Hit this thing to normalize everything. It normalizes all the regions and makes them at least somewhat the same volume. But also, it makes sure that it's at a decent volume, so. What is going on with this one? Jesus Christ. Hello? Oh! Is that, like... I'm assuming it's just like that, like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. Also, why the fuck do I sound like Gumball? I'm not Gumball, by the way. I'm not his voice actor. So after you're done with this, you want to save the sample. And then once this is saved, then you can use it for something like this. I hope this tutorial fucking didn't suck. Hey, Sonohoka here. Glad you made it to the end of the video. I know this video wasn't the greatest, and I don't expect to get much likes or well, not likes, but I don't expect to get much views. My mic quality wasn't the best. It is a gamer microphone, like it has all like the fancy settings like noise active cancellation, a knob that prevents background noise from getting in, which is basically part of the noise active cancellation thingy, and then a mute button. Overall, it didn't really seem to suit or meet the expectations of what I was trying to do for this video. I do dearly apologize. If you have a problem with making out with what I've said in the video, add a timestamp to what part you weren't able to make out of, or message me on Discord. I think it's only fair because how bad audio quality this shit was. I don't have really good video editing software. I did have to literally edit this on my phone, so there's a lot of bad edits and stuff in here, so that's my bad. I don't really have anything that works well as a video editing software on my PC. I use Vita for my phone, and that's kind of really all I have for video editing for like my PC and stuff, but it doesn't really work too well because it takes up so much space, and also it just doesn't work. But either way, I hope you guys liked this tutorial. If it's not the greatest, that's fine. That's my bad. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.